Okay, this letter was not written by myself. It was written by Brianna Cullen, a registered nurse at Sky Lakes Medical Center, who up until late last evening struggled with even being able to announce her name. I'm gonna set this paper down as I read it because I'm gonna shake. Dear community leaders, Saturday night I found myself completely and utterly alone. This comes after a series of events that had resulted in what I do best, internalize my emotions and feelings of insecurity until they fester into a giant ball of sadness. I did not have the courage to text or call a friend. I would not allow my husband to be there with me. I did not want to be a burden to someone's Saturday evening and bore them with my issues. I chose to sit there alone and cried for several hours until a picture of my children pushed me to dig into my tool bag and find a way to get out of this dark place. I took many cleansing breaths and repeated helpful mantras while I sat there in the darkness of my living room. I knew I would be okay because I'd been there before and I have survived all the same. Sunday morning, I woke up to news of another suicide in the community that I grew up in and read comments like, "What can we do? What are our youth struggling? Why are our youth struggling so hard?" And I felt myself become angry because I have experienced suicidal friends and family members, and everything I advocate for hits me right in the gut when I sit there completely helpless with nothing left to do or say that can take their pain away. That suicide could have been any of them. That young girl was in her dark place, alone, afraid to reach for help due to reasons probably like I was feeling. Nobody cares about my problems, I told myself. Additionally, if they cared, they would get back to me. They never did. Fortunately for myself, that was enough to let go and move on. For a young girl, it was enough to follow through with her plan, and now our community mourns the loss of another young soul. I recognize the efforts made in this community and thank you from the bottom of my heart, but let's face the facts. We do not have enough resources to provide people with the consistent treatment necessary to be able to get well. I shouldn't have looked up, I lost my place. They just don't. What we do have is a community, and people in this community are angry. They are brokenhearted and lost and feel completely helpless. Our schools say they are limited in ways they can help, while our youth are falling one by one at rates faster than ever before. They are alone. They're crying for help in ways that continue to go unrecognizable, and yet we do nothing. We sit here with our hands tied and spit the words we can't. I wonder what if we just did? What if we took that chance to be open about it? How many lives would we save? How many of our youth would recognize that they weren't actually alone? How many parents would say, yes, I've been there before and I know it's hard? How many would realize that the majority had feelings of sadness, hopelessness, or despair, just like the person right next to them? Suicide does not discriminate. It is preventable. It seems it doesn't truly matter until it affects you personally, and that mode of thinking needs to change. These are our children, our brothers and sisters, our aunts and uncles, our spouses and neighbors, our moms and dads. We are all in this together. This is all of our problem.
So I go to KU, and that's where Maddie went, and that's also where Jaden went. And in July, Jaden passed of suicide, and then Saturday we found out about Maddie. And yesterday at school, none of the teachers helped. Nobody gave us assignments. We all sat in class silently and are expected to go through this alone. Our peers are the only people helping us. Our teachers aren't helping us. Our counselors, they're sitting in their office, not going around school, trying to help us. All of us students and peers were in high school, age 14 to 17, 18, and we're all going through this alone. We have to fight this suicide and mental illness alone, and we just need more resources to get through all of this.
We have a lot of people working really hard in our community and saving lives every day. I get that. I see it. But it's not enough. There are options and resources out there that we are not tapping. Peer support, I believe, is one of those answers. And that is where I'm calling for action and change. We need action and change. I don't know the proper channels. I don't know them. But there is a program that is being done all across the United States, and it's effective, and they're called Peer Respite Houses. Johnny is a peer support specialist. I need a house. I need a house where we can send these families and these children where they can stay and they can be provided peer support from people like myself, like Johnny, like Bailey, like suicide attempt survivors who understand what they're going through. This is not clinical. It's not a clinical setting. It's not clinicians. It's full of peers who understand, listen, and can help these people get through this. Families won't be sent home alone, scared and helpless.
Like she said, my name is Johnny. I'm a peer support specialist. I am working with her on getting like a grant, to be able to do this house that we do want. Colton just committed suicide, which is, I've been to, I think, 15 funerals in the last 8 years, and 95% of that was suicide. And one of my really close friends, Colton, just committed suicide, and then I found out about Maddie when I was at his memorial bonfire. And like 5 months ago, Colton messaged me, and he said that he messaged me with a serious question, asked if I could help him. He didn't go to a counselor, he didn't go to a parent, he didn't go to family members, he rarely went to friends. And the reason he went to me, which I don't know why, because it's me, but he went to me and he said that he wished that he didn't wake up every day wanting to die, and he actually called the 1-800 number, and it took him 2 hours to get through the 1-800 number, which is suicide prevention hotline. I had another friend that called, and it was 1 hour and 18 minutes to get through that line. And there is, like she said, there isn't any resources, and the only person he knew to reach out to was to me, and he said that no one wants to talk about it, and he does really need help with it. Well, 5 months later, he committed suicide. And so there is no resources. And peer support, for some odd reason, it works. Counselors have like this authority, like there's nothing against counselors. If it works for you, it works for you, that's great. But we need more options rather than just one. And that's what the scary thing is. So we're trying to provide more options, more ways to help the youth rather than not. But that's about it.
Well, first of all, I'd like to say thank you, everybody, for sharing, because I think sharing is a start. We need to start sharing. I think the community needs to feel how people are hearing. I really, truly don't believe that the general populace in Klamath Falls know what kind of crisis we have. And so you guys coming in here and sharing has opened that up, so I appreciate that. I know it took guts to come up and stand here, but you did it. Thank you for that. And I don't really know what the Klamath County Commissioners can do to help you, but all three of us, I'm sure, are compassionate and can try to figure out something that we might be able to help with.
Well said, Commissioner. I would echo that. And I just can't. Right?
I know. I feel and I appreciate your sentiment. I really do.
My wife and I read about Maddie this weekend, and it just crushed us. And instantly, we're sitting down with Darren and talking, and the kids need help. You're right. So, thanks.
I won't be good at this. But yeah, I'm willing to sit around a table with you and see what we can do as well. Thanks for coming. Sorry.
So again, I'd like to say thanks. This is a little bit different. Most of the time when helping, our hands and words are not for hurting, it's kind of a fun time. But I'm glad that you guys came in here and shared it. It's very somber, and thank you for that. I don't want to say thanks for being somber, but thanks for waking up the community. We appreciate that. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you, Michael.
Thank you guys for the extra time today. Appreciate it so much.
Thanks. Thank you, Mike.
You bet.